allegations of sexual abuse and rape of women and minors by one of America's iconic civil rights and labor leaders, the late Cesar Chavez. A new investigation by the New York Times included the accounts of two women who are now 66 years old who allege that Chavez abused them during his time leading the union he co-founded in the late 1970s, the United Farm Workers. Civil rights leader and the co-founder of that union, Dolores Huerta, also said today that Chavez raped her back in the 60s. Our William Brangham has more.
Jeff, in a public statement today, Dolores Huerta alleged that Chavez assaulted her in a vehicle. She said she stayed silent then and for decades after because, quote, I believed that exposing the truth would hurt the farm worker movement I have spent my entire life fighting for. I have kept this secret long enough. She says she was impregnated by Chavez and that those children were then raised by other families. The two other women who spoke to the Times were daughters of longtime organizers for the union. Both said Chavez's abuse went on for several years, starting at the ages of 12 and 13. Both suffered depression, panic attacks, and one attempted to end her life multiple times. At least a dozen other women told the Times that they had also been harassed by Chavez over many years. The reactions to all of this has been swift. A number of cities and organizations are now canceling upcoming celebrations or events that are tied to Cesar Chavez Day. And so for more on the impact of this stunning story, I am joined by historian Miriam Powell. She is author of The Crusades of Cesar Chavez, a biography. Miriam, thank you so much for talking with us. As someone who has written extensively about this man, what is your reaction to these allegations? I mean, the Times did indicate that there had been whispers about this going on. Had you heard about any of this? I mean, what do you make of this reporting?
Oh, and the reporting is obviously quite stunning in its level of detail, very shocking and disturbing. There were the issue of Chavez's adultery was well known. I wrote about that. Others have written about that as well. There was a well-known incident when his wife left him after intercepting a love letter from an 18-year-old. So 18 is not underage, but certainly questionable judgment at the time. So there had been suggestions that sex played a role in his efforts to control the movement at a period of time in particular when it became what some people have compared to a cult. And so these new revelations are disturbing and add a whole other dimension to what we've known about Cesar Chavez and to what in some sense has been an ongoing reassessment of his legacy over the last 20 years.
I mean, for people who are not that familiar with his legacy, it's hard to overstate the impact he has had on the labor movement in this country. What is your sense about what these